Black woman CEO denied service at bank. 5 minutes later. Teller gets fired on the spot before. We dive in this story, hit the comments, and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. She walked in with confidence designer suit, briefcase in hand, and a name that carried weight in Fortune 500 circles. But to the teller behind the glass, none of that mattered. All he saw was a black woman, and suddenly his tone shifted. First, it was the delay, then the questioning. Then he outright refused to serve her. What he didn't know, cameras were rolling. The CEO wasn't alone. And in 5 minutes, the man who thought he held the power would watch everything crumble. What happens when bias blinds you to who you're disrespecting? Watch until the end. Marissa Cole wasn't just successful, she redefined what power looked like. At 50, she was the CEO of one of the fastest growing financial tech firms in the country. That morning, she'd stepped away from meetings to handle something personal, moving $2 million in liquidity for an upcoming acquisition. She walked into the bank dressed with elegance, her presence commanding. But this wasn't her usual branch. It was closer to her childhood neighborhood, one she hadn't visited in years. She didn't expect red carpet treatment. She just expected service. The bank lobby was quiet and polished. A young man at the front desk glanced at her, but didn't greet her. No matter. She waited. When her turn came, she approached the counter. With her documents in hand, that's when everything shifted, the tension, the stares, the dismissiveness. And she could already feel it. She wasn't being seen as a client. She was being profiled. The teller's eyes barely met hers. He scanned the transfer request and then asked, "Is this your account?" Marissa nodded. "Yes, all documentation is here." He frowned. "Do you have ID, proof of employment? Do you even have an appointment?" The questions came fast, stacked like accusations. Marissa remained calm. Years of boardrooms had trained her for worse. But inside, she felt the old ache. She'd built an empire. And still her legitimacy was questioned like she didn't belong. Other clients were being served quickly. Some were greeted with smiles. Others handed deposit slips with no scrutiny. The teller left his booth with her documents, whispering to a colleague. She could see them glancing, murmuring, shaking their heads. When he returned, he said flatly, "We can't process this. You'll need to come back with a company rep." Marissa stared at him. "I am the company rep. I'm the CEO." He smirked. "Sure you are." Behind her, a few people had started recording. They'd seen it too, the disrespect, the outright dismissal. What the teller didn't know? Her coup had followed her in, arriving moments later. Dressed casually, no one noticed him until he made a call. 1 minute passed. Then by the third, the regional director walked in. The tension shattered. The bank manager approached the counter briskly, flanked by 2 security officers, but not to remove Marissa. He looked directly at the teller. "You're done. Step away." Confused, the teller stuttered, "What? Why?" You denied service to a VIP client. You escalated a routine transfer into a civil rights violation. And you did it on camera." The regional director shook Marissa's hand with both of his. "Miss Cole, please accept our apology. We'll wire the funds immediately." The entire lobby had gone silent. Clients started, phones still filming. The man who dismissed her now stood frozen, stripped of power, fired before lunch. Marissa didn't gloat. She didn't need to. The system that tried to humiliate her had humiliated itself, and the internet was already watching. Marissa left. The bank without a raised voice or a scene. She didn't need justice through rage. She had it through truth. By nightfall, the video had gone viral. News outlets picked it up. The bank issued a public apology and announced new anti-bias training. But Marissa wasn't interested in apologies. She was interested in change. Because her story wasn't rare, it was a mirror for millions. How many times has someone been denied respect, service, or dignity based solely on how they look? She didn't share the video to shame. She shared it to wake people up. And maybe that's the question we all need to ask. How many more need to be humiliated before we believe them? Comment below with your city and country. Let your voice be part of the change. Take care.